Stay on target. Stay on target. Ah! Aaron, what have you done? We're never gonna finish this episode of 88 Blue.
I'm sorry. What are we gonna do?
We have to talk to Professor Zambo.
We can't do that. We'll lose our jobs.
Aaron, we're not getting paid for this. This needs to be done.
Okay. Good luck.
Are you kidding me?
What?
You didn't even say the right... Forget it. Forget it.
May the force be with you.
Too late. I believe in 88 Blue. 88 Blue has been good to me. But, Professor, we lost our story. It's my fault, really. Our actors are missing, our story is lacking, and we're missing an interview that's essential for the entire production.
Why didn't you come to me first?
Please help us.
And what is it that you want me to do? That I cannot do. But I can get you an interview with the president.
How are you going to do that?
We'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
Thank you, President Johnson, for taking the time to do this interview with us. We just wanted to get to know you a little better for the students. So we just wanted to ask you a couple questions. So that being said, for those that are unfamiliar with you, what is your background before you came to WLC?
Well, I'm in my 8th year. I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona, and went to high school, grade school, high school there, went away to college in New Ulm, Minnesota, Martin Luther College, and then I was called to serve at a high school in Nebraska, Nebraska Lutheran High School, and then I was there for 2 years. I was a principal of an administrator in a Lutheran elementary school in Florida, and then I served in high schools, assistant principal at Shoreland Lutheran High School in southeastern Wisconsin, and then before coming here, most recently was the principal of my high school alma mater, Arizona Lutheran Academy, and like I said, I'm just now in my 8th year here at the college.
What are your hopes for the campus and its students?
I'd say my greatest hope is it always comes realized in graduation when I'm on stage and handing out diplomas, because ultimately it's there that our mission has been realized and that we're sending out impactful and influential Christian servant leaders in 21st century careers. And so my hopes and my dreams for this college is that we continue to just prepare men and women for lives of Christian leadership.
As the president of WLC, what motivates you to do your job and lead us as a Christian community?
What motivates me is what is the heart of my heart, is the heart of this college, and it's just really our Savior Jesus. Our vocational calling in my case is to lead a college that is all about Jesus, all about wanting to develop hands and feet that get out and go and impact and serve. So really ultimately what motivates is just wanting to reflect what God has done for me. I mean, on this table is a picture of our divine servant, right? Our servant leader, Jesus. And ultimately what motivates me is my Savior and also just students that is being impacted by our Lord.
Excuse me, do you know where I can find a Kyle Marty?
Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Okay. Thank goodness it's just you. Whew. Thank you, Kyle, for inviting us into your lovely home. I like this chair, by the way. It's very comfy. We're just going to ask you a couple questions about being an RA. First question, what are some of your various duties here on campus as an RA?
Basically, it's people interaction, getting to know and hang out with the residents and kind of just be a line of communication between them and the school.
Some people would say that, and by some people I mean me, that the RAs are like WLC's CIA. Do you agree with that statement?
Um, we do enforce rules, so I guess we would fall under something like that in that department. And there is things that you learn as an RA that are kept confidential. That's part of the job is you sign a confidentiality agreement right before you even start interviewing. So you are held to that standard of not telling people things, but as far as having any special secret training, well, I can't tell you that.
What are the benefits of being an RA, and why should others seek out a RA position in the future?
You do get free room and board, so that's a very nice benefit. You also get your own room if you're in charge of freshmen, like I have, so a lot of people appreciate that. You also get all of your meals covered by the school, so you can pick whatever meal plan you want. Some of the things they don't tell you is really just the relationships you get to build. You will meet a lot of people through the RA job, and that's something that I've really come to cherish, is that ability to meet residents and really get to know a lot of different people on campus and see them for the unique beings that they are.
This is my last question for you, and you can confirm nor deny this, but are there aliens on third floor Generac?
Well, there may be strange flashing lights or strange sounds coming from that third floor, but they're merely training exercises.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something else. Thank you. Alright, thank you so much for doing this. I got the 2 segments, but it's missing something. I just can't put my finger on it. What are you doing?
Watching the new Star Wars trailer.
Aaron, have you noticed that this is crunch time? We need to finish this episode, and you're here just watching movie trailers.
Wait, that's it.
What is?
Star Wars. People love it.
Well, yeah, everyone loves it, but how is that a story?
The culture. It inspires people. We should find out why.
So you're saying we get people's different stories as to how important it is to them and how it affects their daily lives. Aaron, that's brilliant.
Thank you. I have my moments.
Well, we gotta get this done. I'm gonna go get the footage.
What does Star Wars mean to me? Well, family.
Yeah, so it just reminds me of like a homey feeling, something to get excited about with my family.
Growing up, that was the one thing that my dad and I kind of had in common. That we really exercised and did things with. Then like going to family events and having lightsaber fights with sisters and.
Do they not mean to me? Might be the bigger question. They were my whole childhood, really. I think some of the classic stuff of good versus evil, the little guy trying to, beat the odds, that kind of thing. The music was huge for me. I'm a big soundtrack person, and so I think that was my first introduction to loving classical musical scores.
Star Wars has had a huge effect on American culture. It's prevalent everywhere you look. I mean, you can go to the toy store, you see Star Wars toys. You go to the movie theater, you see Star Wars previews. The bookstore, there's books.
It's brought people together, because there's Comic-Cons and people can come together with this really cool common interest.
With Star Wars, science fiction's now become a significant major cultural force in film.
I would love to tell you about my Mark Hamill story. I'm always looking for a new audience for this. Apparently, Mark Hamill's wife has family in the Milwaukee area. And so they did like a meet and greet as a fundraiser for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It's January, it's freezing outside, and of course there's a huge long line. It was at a Blockbuster Video at like a plaza on Blue Mound Road, and the line was already down the entire plaza. So we stood in our parkas out in January waiting and waiting. So his people had, they were around us and they asked us what our names were so that when he greeted us, he could say hi, and shake our hand and say your name. So when he said, hi, Rebecca, I think I sort of disconnected from reality a little bit for a moment because I couldn't separate the fact that it wasn't Luke Skywalker saying hi, Rebecca, and that it was Mark. I mean, I knew it was Mark Hamill, but in my entire life, this was Luke Skywalker, and I had like entered the Star Wars universe in some weird realm. So he said that, and so then I said, "Well, it's such an honor to meet you," because I thought, well, that's really what I'm feeling. So I said that, and he looked at me, and he looked back at his people, his handlers, and he said, "Wow, I don't get that every day." So then they took a picture because you made this donation to Make-A-Wish Foundation, and then you would get the Polaroid that you took. So he pulled me in and put his arm around me, like he did for everyone, sure. But as he did that, he looked back at his people and he said, "Oh, and she smells good too." Done. I was done. I was done. I didn't even know what to do. So then our interaction ended, and I went over, out of the main area, and my parents had kind of snuck in the Blockbuster Video at the last minute to see this encounter, and they couldn't hear what we were saying to each other, and they said, "Oh, what were you saying to him?" And I'm normally a very reasonable, sober individual, but I think I was coming out of some experience of some kind, and I just started weeping.
I think the favorite Star Wars movie for me just goes back to the very first one. I think it was 1977. I was 11 years old, and it just kind of captured the heart and mind of an 11-year-old boy. I remember doodling on my school papers Darth Vader, and lightsabers were all the rage on Halloween in those first days. Favorite character, probably Luke Skywalker. I mean, who wouldn't want to be the hero, right?
Aaron, we got the footage. Oh, howdy there. Thank you for joining us for this season of 88 Blue. We hope you enjoyed our episodes. And from us to the WLC community, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. I'm Josh Janowski. Good night, and God bless.
Dang.
Stay on target. Stay on target. Stay on target.
Forgot it.
How do you forget So I got the 2 segments.
That's really good.
Oh, hey there.
We'll make him an offer he can't refuse. Cut. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed our season of 88 Blue. And thank you, 88 Blue. Blah. Excuse me, do you know where a Kyle Marty is?